are a lot of challenges. But I'd like to think naman na most of the people who work in the industry are creative and will find solutions for this. I think it's harder lang sa Pilipinas kasi hindi talaga subsidized ang Philippine film industry. I remember going to a film conference a few years ago when we were talking about the different film industries. Kaya sa Malaysia, subsidized siya. Sa Korea, may part na subsidized. Nagtataka sila, paano kayo nagsusurvive kung hindi kayo subsidized? Ang laki-laki ng pressure for the producer na kailangan kumita yung pelikula ko. Kasi, para lang maintindihan nyo, yung movie, pag kunyari nagbayad kayo ng ticket, okay, kunyari, let's say, your ticket is 300 pesos. 1/3 of that goes to government tax. Another third goes to the cinema, the theater, the distributor. Babalik sa'yo 1/3 lang. The last 100. So, di ba, parang kung 1/3 lang pero grabe yung effort na i-expend mo, di ba? Parang ang hirap mag-survive kasi kailangan pala kumikita lagi yung pelikula mo. Or sobrang baba ng cost mo. Pero pag sobrang baba ng cost mo, di ba, mapapaganda mo ba talaga the way na gusto mo siyang mapaganda?
In other markets that you mentioned, let's say like is it Malaysia or
Yeah.
Korea, ano exactly yung sinusubsidize ng government when it comes to film?
Kasi kunyari for Korea, I think the mindset is different because when they started the Hallyu wave way before, Koreans figured out in the late 80s that they were going to export technology. Okay? So, and it's going to probably be in the form of smartphones, Samsung. But they figured na kailangan yung technology na gagawin natin may laman. So, content. So, na-realize nila, ay, kailangan rin tayo mag-produce ng content. Kailangan rin tayo matutong mag-produce ng ganon, 'di ba? So, 'di ba, yun yung ginawa nila eh. Nagpaaral sila ng mga tao sa Europe, sa Amerika, pero ang understanding babalik sila sa Korea lahat para tulungan, 'di ba? Tapos ang Korea, tapos if I'm not mistaken, the companies like Hyundai, Samsung also invested in their content economy, 'di ba? Parang ganun siya. So, kaya yung Hallyu wave na na-feel ng mga tao, akala ng mga tao parang,
Ano
uy,
yung Hallyu wave? Sorry.
the Korean wave, the Hallyu wave.
Why is it Hal?
I think, but that's what it's called. I forgot what it
But
means.
K-pop,
Yeah.
essentially.
Hindi lang K-pop. When you talk
K-drama.
Hallyu,
Or anything Korean.
Korean, yeah. 'Di ba? So it's, but they realized that their entry point was actually going to be music. So nag-start yan sa music, tapos eventually, ang ine-export mo na, hindi lang music, 'di ba? Parang content, food, clothing, lahat yan. The whole Korean experience, 'di ba? Pero yan, may tulong yan ng gobyerno at may tulong yan ng private sector, 'di ba? Kunyari sa Korea, dahil alam nilang part ng ine-export ko is the content, tinitingnan ko siya as an export industry. At kung gusto ko siya mag-grow, mag-invest ako sa kanya. Sa Pilipinas kasi hindi ko kasi alam kung kaya nating i-claim na may export natin yung content natin. For the simple reason that tayo lang ang nakakaintindi ng kultura natin. Kasi di ba, it's a very odd kind of culture. Di ba? It's a mixture of Austronesian, Malay, mixed in with the Spanish influence and then the Americans, di ba? So halo-halo tayo. Wala tayong one look kung ano ibig sabihin ng Pilipino. Kasi ang mga Koreano, meron silang, alam mo na, ano sila, East Asian. Kamukha nilang Hapon, kamukha nila ang China. Parang isang ano yan. Pag tinignan mo naman, parang isang ano lang yan eh. Isang genetic pool lang naman yan, di ba? Tapos may shared, ano sila, may commonality sa history nila. Tapos, Japanese, Chinese, Korean, you understand their culture visually agad. Alam mo, ano yung itsura ng Chinese versus ano yung itsura ng Japan, ano yung itsura ng Korea. Tayo kasi, mahirap i-export yan. Ano ba yung itsura ng Pinoy?
But doesn't that make us a bit more marketable because we speak English, we adapt easily?
It should be, but yeah, I agree with that, di ba? Kaya lang nga, ano yung unang entry point? Kasi iba-iba yung itsura natin. Tapos kunyari, yung mga lugar sa Pilipinas that will make it distinctly Pinoy, 'di ba? Na yun nga, 'di ba, yung mga structures natin na galing sa Espanyol, nawala yan over time dahil sa giyera. Wala yan. Sa Korea, nandun pa rin mga palasyo nila. Japan, nandiyan pa rin mga ganyan. Easily identifiable markers. 'Di ba? Tapos, yung ano nga natin, yung experiences natin, parang tayo lang yung yung nakaka-appreciate nung ganong kultura. Kasi kunyari, language na lang. Tayo lang talaga nagsasalita ng Tagalog. Pero kunyari, sa South America, may isang buong kontinente kang
Spanish.
nag-Espanyol. So, yung,
But you could say the same for Koreans. Only Koreans speak Korean,
yeah, but
right?
what they did well was, ganito ginawa nila, instead of trying to dominate in areas where malakas ang American popular culture, what they did was, dinownload muna nila ang Korean content sa Europe at saka sa Asia. So, lumaki na sila ng lumaki dito at saka sa Europe, ang last stop nila was America. Pero, tinan mo, yung music nila, arranged by American composers, written by American composers. But they were gonna go the path na where America isn't strong, we're gonna go there. So, ganun yung ginawa nila. Kaya, mahaba yung proseso ng Korean dominance. And it was a well thought out plan, I think, that involved parang an entire nation and a government na parang, okay, ganito siya. Kasi nire-recognize natin na kailangan natin siya, nandun siya sa mga telepono natin, pupondohan natin yan. Ganun siya. Hindi kasi ganun sa atin. Tsaka siguro, dahil sa atin, ang unang talaga nagiging concern, di ba, is parang kailangan mo magpakain ng tao. Kanina may conversation tayo, di ba? Na parang bakit mo ihuhuli ang pelikula na napakamahal? Kasi ang unang-unang gustong gawin, kumain ka muna. Hindi ko, nahihirapan ako ipaglaban. Get ko yung point na film is going to be, parang a reflection of our culture and people. It's important. It's an art form, di ba? Importante siya. Pero in terms of level of priorities, mahuhuli siya talaga kapag marami kang taong nagugutom. 'Di ba? So yun, parang ayokong sabihin agad sa gobyerno na i-subsidize nyo. Yes, gusto ko. Pero pag tinitingnan ko na ibang priorities natin, parang ang daming kailangan ayusin para bago mo masabi na i-subsidize nyo kami. Doon ako nahihirapan. Siguro, ito na, yung pagiging, ko na, hindi lang ako nag-iisip bilang filmmaker. Nag-iisip na ako siguro ngayon bilang isang regular Filipino na kung tanggalin mo ako sa industriya ko, hindi ko talaga sasabihin sa'yo, pondohan mo yan. Sasabihin ko sa'yo, ayusin mo yung mga daan namin, siguraduhin mo ganito ang presyo, mamaya
Hospital.
na yan. Hospital, diba? Mamaya na yan. So yun nga rin ang nagiging question mo. Ano na ngayon ang role na piniplay ng film if it becomes parang a lesser priority, diba? To the other needs, plus it's not anymore the dominant form of entertainment, diba? I think that's a conversation to be had. It's a scary conversation, I think. And every time I discuss this with like our creatives na mas bata, alam ko nada-down sila. But I keep telling them, but somebody has to be bringing this up.
Yeah.
Because it's not, it's not always going to be sunshine and roses, diba?
Well,
Hindi ganun.
if you ask me, I think it could be, it could not be the role of cinema, but I think definitely they do play a big role in forming a sense of patriotism, national identity, putting all these pieces that you said na magkakaiba or very distinct into something cohesive and something that Filipinos can be proud about. I think yung Koreans, that's what they're trying to do, right? When you say K-drama or K-pop, you really see the elements of Korean culture in all these movies that they do. May food, may sense of honor, right? May friendship, meron history about North and South, merong how certain characters studied abroad and came back, diba? Meron business, right? So they share the Korean story in a way that makes a Korean feel proud about being Korean.
But I don't know if that's has more to do with the psychology that's been shaped by the kind of history that they have. 'Di ba? Inapakapakan sila ng mga Hapon. 'Di ba? Sila yung Ito, actually sa totoo lang, a big part of it is, 'di ba, parang they wanna rise above that. Ayaw nilang naaapakan sila. Kaya
Mhm.
gano'n din yung personality at siguro kaya gano'n din yung mga kwento and nare-realize nila kailangan magsama-sama tayo para maiangat ang bansa natin. May gano'n na naka-implant sa kultura nila, sa kaluluwa nila bilang mga Koreano. Hindi ko kasi alam kung gano'n ang naka-implant sa atin bilang mga Pilipino. Tingnan mo na lang, when we talk of our history, we don't talk about, kunyari, the Chinese, they talk about the Ming Dynasty, the ganyan dynasty. They talk about how China was shaped by a certain kind of leader, a certain leadership. Tayo, when we talk about our history, how do we actually parang graph that out? We say, very short,
Pre-colonial,
pre-colonial, Spanish,
Spanish,
American, Japanese.
yeah,
And then after that.
modern.
So, yung history mo is marked by who colonized, not ano yung achievements nung tao, nung mga kababayan mo nung panahon na yun. Markado siya by forms of enslavement. Markado siya by forms of, yun nga, injustice in a way to the Filipino people. So, parang sa akin, tinan mo ganun, bad to badly put. Pero parang, ang nagiging kwento natin, kwento ng inalila at kinatulong. Hindi siya kwento ng, uy, kailan tayo nag-rise to greatness. Hindi siya nagiging ganun eh. Kaya
Di
kasi sabi,
pa, siguro.
hindi pa.
Oo.
And I hope that film and television is able to reshape Filipinos to have a different kind of mentality. 'Di ba?
Pero, di ba, everybody loves a good underdog story.
Mm-hmm.
And just to share, and when we went through the history of the
Yeah.
Philippines, isn't that the perfect recipe for an underdog story? Because between those challenges of, being occupied or colonized by a foreign power or being maltreated by whatever government that was in a certain time, I'm sure maraming kwento dyan ng mga tao na naranasan ang paghihirap o pag-alipin ng iba at sa dulot-dulo, 'di ba, nakaahon at may napuntahan, 'di ba?
Mm-mm.
So, I think yung kwentong ganon, ang rami niyan for sure.
Marami, oo.
Oo.
Hindi ko tinatanggal na marami yan, 'di ba? Pero yun nga, parang ang hirap siguro na gawin ng maraming ganyan kasi yun nga.
At hindi ba yan yung hinahanap natin ngayon? Especially
Hindi,
now na
naniniwala
parang,
ako na yan ang
'di ba?
hinahanap natin.
Lahat na
Yes.
lang ng makikita mo, medyo malungkot na kwento eh, 'di ba?
Yes.
Hindi ba ngayon ang panahon na
Yes.
ang
Sana,
kwento sa mga pelikula ay mga kwento ng mga
yes.
nakaraos sa paghihirap at
Yes. I
nag-succeed sa
agree.
buhay?
Dapat triumph of the spirit stories. I agree with that. I'm just hoping that there are more people who are able to help us tell those stories. Kasi we're so reliant on what we have na lang eh. 'Di ba? Parang sana mas maraming mag-invest. Kaya sana kung magsasubsidize ang gobyerno, great, 'di ba? Sana 'yun kasi mahirap kung kami-kami lang as much as we want to tell those stories, 'di ba? Pag inisip mo parang ay ano bang mag-work? Ano bang kaya tayong suportahan ng mga tao? Again, baka negative lang ako mag-isip pero kasi sometimes I have to see it first kung what would be the parang worst case scenario,
Yeah.
'di ba? But that's the thing. I wish, I hope, because just so you know, like last year, I pitched the story to I Want, which is more about, yan Triumph of the Spirit story na yan, ganyan. And they were saying, great, we like it. Okay, can you, and I will be making like a pilot script for it just so they can develop it. But alam namin lahat na it's going to be very expensive. Alam mo yon na parang, kasi kung gusto mo magkwento rin ng ganyang kwento na nakaka-inspire, nakaka-uplift, dapat maganda rin yung technicals mo.